Ready? Okay, are we on? Oh my goodness. Come on, we're trying to get a daytime Emmy over here. Is it an Emmy you get? And my arm is getting sore.
Start singing and get a Tony.
And we're live?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we've been live for minutes! Hey everybody, welcome to the internet's favorite radio program that's on the internet that doesn't know when it starts. It's 3 to 5 things we didn't have time to talk about today. I am your host, Fred Kennedy, and I would like to once again thank our wonderful sponsor, Corey's Clothiers, 569 Danforth Avenue. If you wake up every day looking like this and would want to look like this, just head down to Corey's Clothiers and talk to my good friend, Sean Corman, and he can make you look much less gross. That's another slogan that I just gave them. Corey's Clothiers will make you look less gross. First up, bring up the lion tamer. All right, I was reading about these children that were in the UK that were watching a lion tamer tame a lion to make the lion do tricks. And then, guess what happened? The lion went full lion and ate the lion tamer. And the children, of course, were not at all amused by the lion eating them. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. When you make motions like that behind I'm small. My brain is not good working. So, the children are screaming, they're terrified, and they're freaked out because they are literally watching a lion eat a person. And it's weird. It's like you would expect something like this to happen when you're locked into a cage with a beast that is proverbially known as the king of the jungle. Because that is what lions do. They eat other animals. You're just rolling the dice every time you get in that cage. You're just rolling the... I got to get this off the screen because that's... Like, what... I don't even know what kind of animal that is that they're eating. Like, what is that? But the thing is it looks like a roast beef. Is it a cow? Or is this like a universal moment where we're looking at this animal's meat being like, we all look like meat inside? There you go. Hey, if you're looking for like an anti-racism event, just use the slogan, we are all meat. Because I guarantee that lion is so not racist, he didn't care what the race of the person he was eating was. He just ate them in front of children and traumatized them. Lions, not racist. There's another good one. Be like a lion. Don't be racist. They're not homophobic. They're not transphobic. They're not anyphobic. They just eat other animals. We should all make an effort to be so noble. All right? Now, it reminds me of like guys who put their heads into alligators and then they're surprised when the alligator bites their head. It's weird. It's like when things go in their mouth, they eat them. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Your head is inside of an alligator and it bit you. Because the kids that were in there got a great lesson. We raise children to think that Mother Nature is this wonderful thing that really just wants us all to be happy and be alive and work together. When in reality, Mother Nature is just waiting around for you to screw up that one of the other creatures she imbued with claws, fangs, talons to eat you. That's Mother Nature, kids. Those kids got a lesson in reality. That's a metaphor for life. You can only push something around so much before it eats you. Moving along here. Look at this wonderful hotel room. This is a very nice 5-star hotel bedroom. You got the little French press coffee there, the little cups. And here's the interesting thing about every hotel room in the world. People have had sexual relations in them. Every time I go into a hotel room, the first thing I think is, I wonder how many spouses have been cheated upon in this very space. Because that's what hotels are for. People go to them to cheat on their spouses. And also for business trips, etc., etc., etc. Now, I was reading a story about this woman who was in Germany, okay? This is a story where everybody is a shade of wrong. So it's difficult for me to try and determine how anybody can come out on top of this. This is like parenting. When you have kids, you go into the room and one kid is crying because one kid hit him and the other kid is crying because he's about to get in trouble for hitting the brother. Like, I deal with this with my kids all the time. Both of them screwed up. They're both in trouble. And you have to determine who gets punished. So what you do is you just punish everybody. That's what parenting is all about. Oppression. Okay? Gets kids ready for the real world. But this woman in Germany goes into a hotel, right? And she's drinking, she's hanging out at the hotel bar, having a good time, yada yada. Everybody's enjoying themselves. And then she decides to spend the next 3 days cheating on her spouse. Now, what's interesting about this is that she only knows the the stunt penis. She only knows the first name of the stunt penis. That's all she knows. She doesn't know their last name. She just knows that his first name is Michael and that he's so great in bed, she's willing to take it for 3 days. Like, they just go at it like rabbits. And this is the scary part. Weren't using protection. You know why? Because she wound up getting pregnant. That's right. She got pregnant with Mystery Michael's man seed. So she ends up being pregnant, winds up divorcing her husband, then has the baby. Problem. She needs child support. But she doesn't know Michael's last name. So she goes to the hotel and asks for Michael's last name. The hotel says no, they're not legally obligated to give out the last name or any information about any of their guests. So she takes them to court to try and get the information on Mystery Michael. But it turned out that particular weekend she was staying in the hotel, there were 4 Michaels staying there. So the court decides that the hotel doesn't have to give her any of their identities at all, because invariably only one of these Michaels is the one that had sex with her. So now she doesn't get to find out who the baby's daddy's name is. The hotel looks bad. Is the hotel bad? Is the hotel bad in this story? Are they? They're trying to protect people's identities. One of the Michaels is potentially bad only if A, they were married, or B, they knew that this person that they were sleeping with was married, or that C, they were both married and both knew that the person they were sleeping with was married. So in that case, they deserve to have their identity exposed. But what about the other 3 Michaels? Imagine coming home from work and your wife is really mad at you and you're like, what's wrong? Oh, I don't know. What were you doing at this hotel that weekend? Invariably, you're tainted unless it turns out one of the other Michaels gets found. She's not going to trust you. It's a bad day. It's a tough call. This is one of those cases. Everyone's wrong. Everyone's wrong. Everyone's wrong. Okay, we done? Oh, I was going to talk about Judge Judy. She'd get to the bottom of this. She wouldn't get to the bottom of this. Judge Judy is terrible. She basically just laughs at poor people that are uneducated. That's her whole show. Oh, look, you're uneducated. I'm going to make you look stupid on television. Then again, you'd have to be stupid to want to go on the show in the first place. Moving on. Woo, look, it's marijuana. Anyways, don't do drugs, kids. Marijuana legalization is pending, going to be legal on Canada Day as of next year, and now there are calls from various liquor companies saying that there is a potential that marijuana legalization could lead to a decrease in alcohol sales. And they're saying that this is the case that they're making, that the lack of money from people getting drunk could mean that there's not as much money going into things like schools, schools, hospitals, roads, infrastructure, okay? The fact is, when marijuana gets legalized, it's projected to inject $24 billion into the Canadian economy that wasn't going there before. And this isn't just taxes on marijuana sales. This is the corporate taxes that are going to be imposed on commercial level marijuana grow operations. Right now in Alberta, somebody is working on the largest indoor agricultural hydroponic plant in history. Why? To grow marijuana, because it's literally a cash crop. Like, you know how when people drink alcohol, they're like, I'm only renting it, I'm going to piss it out later. You're buying piss is what you're doing. You're actually just buying things to burn them is what you end up doing when you're buying marijuana. And I didn't mean to go right to the cup of piss, by the way. That wasn't planned. That just happened. This is real life, people. It's real life. Oh, speaking of which, interesting thing going back to marijuana and the piss cup. If you're in a job and you get tested for marijuana, They're not actually testing you for drugs and marijuana and all that. What they're testing you for is those, when you buy those, this is the one. You drink it and it makes it so there's no THC in your piss anymore. People buy those and they're like, oh, I'm going to beat the drug test. You're not. Because a lot of times they're not even testing for marijuana. They're testing for the marker agents that are in those things. Because if you test positive for drugs, most times your employer will have to offer you drug counseling. But if you try and sneak past the drug test by taking something like that, you're guilty of fraud and they can fire you without any drug counseling. Little pointer, I know, because my wife used to work in a lab that did drug testing. Moving on. This is a glass of piss. Now, why am I talking about a glass of piss? Because I was reading about this dude in the UK that lost 87 pounds. What is this picture of? Oh, she's a smiling person who lost weight. I was like, oh, look at that. I was like, it looks like she's about to measure an average-sized penis, is what it looks like she's about to do. That's why she's happy. She's like, it's average, just what I wanted, yay! So believe it or not, women don't want a giant penis. Well, not all of them do, but I was talking to Dr. Jess, the sexologist, about that. She said that most women just prefer an average-sized penis. So there you go. But yes, she's excited because she lost weight, and I was reading about this dude who lost 87 pounds and by drinking his own piss. This is what he was doing. He said that drinking his pee added to the health of his body and put like things that his body had not digested back into his body, and it made him a lot healthier. The fact is, if you're so desperate to lose weight that you're willing to drink your own urine, why not just go for a walk? You know what happens if you walk every day? You will start to lose weight. Just exercise, man. The thing is he's saying like he was drinking pee and that helped him lose weight. He was probably just drinking pee, and then he was downing glass after glass after glass of water to get rid of the piss taste in his mouth. Like, think about that. When you drink a cup of coffee, which is amazing, you have coffee taste in your mouth. What happens when you drink pee? Like, if you drink pee and burp, do you smell like a urinal? Oh, God. The only thing that when you burp and it tastes good, like the smell of it tastes good, is spaghetti with a lot of garlic. I love the smell when I burp after eating spaghetti. Like lots of garlic. Tacos as well. What can I say? I really like it. Okay, let's listen to this. Look at that creepy, scary house. Look at that creepy, scary house. Would you buy that house? Probably not. What about if you were going to look at a house and on the ad for the house, they said that there was a mystery tenant in the home that lived in the upstairs apartment. And when you were previewing the home, you were not allowed to go into the upstairs. And as soon as you moved in, you would be responsible for that tenant. Would you buy it? Because that is actually happening in the U.S. right now. It's true. It's happening in California. There's a house up for sale, and inside of the house, there is a locked door, and behind it is someone or something, and you're not allowed to know what it is, but they have to be your ward, your responsibility when you purchase the house. Now, there's always a possibility that it could be a good thing. Like, what if you open the door, and it's a basket of kittens, and you have to look after the kittens. But the kittens are possessed by the devil! That's very unlikely. But, it's entirely possible that the kittens are pure evil, or that there's just a crazy person upstairs. Are you allowed to say crazy? Can you say crazy? Like, are people allowed to be called crazy now? Because there's a crazy dude that lives across my street that duct taped a desk lamp to a tree in his backyard last weekend. And he leaves it on all night.
That could be art.
It's not art. He's just crazy. He also sweeps his driveway like 5 to 6 times every night during a snowstorm. Like, he'll be out at 3 a.m. sweeping. I know, because when I used to do mornings on this station, I would be leaving for work and he would be out swearing and sweeping his driveway. He's crazy. And I just found out that he spent a lot of time in a Soviet prison. So maybe that's why he's duct taping lamps to trees. I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, the house with the door. Wouldn't it be great if the house was like owned by Bill Gates? And when you open the door, it's Bill Gates. And he's like, hi, Dad. Or Mom. And you got to like live with Bill Gates. And it's like a social experiment for like some social media thing he's working on or something. Just be cool. Be way better than like a portal to hell. Now that is a great picture. Let's go back to the kittens. Leave it on the kittens. Let's leave it on. Oh yeah, by the way, I've got to, I can't do that. It hurts my knee. I got tickets to see Alien Covenant. I got a 4-pack of tickets right now. 416-870-EDGE. Give me a call. And just when I pick up the phone, say portal to hell, and you get those tickets as well I'll give you some passes to the Nitro Circus. So there you go. And I will see you tomorrow. Big thank you to Corey's Clothiers, 569.